Hey guys, this is Boo here. Today I want to talk about tech CEOs and their predictions. So one of the things that we've seen in society lately is that when you're very successful and you create billion-dollar companies, or in Elon Musk's case, trillion-dollar companies, you get a lot of power and you get a lot of sway within the public, and your words carry a lot of weight. And because of that, when you say things, you make predictions, it makes it to the news. And you have this power over media, over other people. And so a lot of times they use that power to make educated guesses or predictions. And I've noticed that a lot of these predictions, a lot of times, these tech CEOs who are supposed to be very smart and very, very brainy, they would inaccurately predict a lot of very important things and make huge claims where a lot of people would believe them during the prediction, and they would forget about it years later. So I saw this article right here, and the title of the article is 9 times Elon Musk was dead wrong and cost investors billions. One was the Twitter revolution. He purchased Twitter in 2022, made all these claims that there was going to be a revolution within Twitter, and then eventually Twitter became a failed company and had to be bought out by XAI, which then was bought out by SpaceX. The other thing was predicting 1 million robotaxis by 2020, the Hyperloop from LA to San Francisco in 30 minutes. I don't think that's going anywhere. Mars colony by 2024, and he predicted that back in 2016. So he was going to say within 8 years we would have a Mars colony due to SpaceX. And at the time, a lot of people believed him. And then he also predicted solar roof revolutions. I don't think that's so much of a revolution. There's a lot of solar roofs these days, but it's not really attributed to Tesla. Finally, the final two are Neuralink trials by 2020, and then Tesla semis on the road. And I know that there's some Tesla semis out there, but it's not as big or broad as he made the claims back in 2017, and a lot of people were expecting that. And so that I want to talk about is, why do these tech CEOs make such big claims, and why are they so bad at it, and why do people believe them? And so we live in a society where if you're very successful, your words carry a lot of weight. And Elon Musk is the richest person in the world, the richest person in history, actually. And because of that, and he's had successes, 2 huge successes with Tesla and with SpaceX, his words carry a lot of weight. He predicted that electric vehicles will be very important for the future, and he made that happen. He predicted that reusable rockets would be very important to space delivery and would cut costs a lot. And now SpaceX delivers more payloads up into space than the rest of the world combined. And so because of that, his other predictions are often discarded. So all the way since 2014, 2015, he was predicting that self-driving would be there any moment now. And even 2024, it didn't happen. Self-driving didn't happen until 2024, and even then, it's not full self-driving yet, even though they claim it. It works probably about like 95 to 98% of the time really well, but there's still those edge cases that it's not able to figure out yet. That's why robotaxis, he's also predicted like 1 million robotaxis by now. That hasn't happened yet. Politics aside, health aside, he had the whole prediction about COVID not being a big deal in 2019, and obviously that was incorrect. So right now there are a lot of tech CEOs predicting that AI will be destroying white-collar jobs and creating mass unemployment. And so I was thinking about that. I was like, all these predictions, most of them turn out to be false. Can this prediction turn out to be true? And I was an econ major in college. and I studied some of this stuff. And one of the things that I keep thinking about back then is the Luddites. The Luddites in the 19th century were people who destroyed textile mills because they saw that it was it was going to destroy their jobs, because a lot of these textile mills were automating the things that they were doing in the past, which was creating clothes and textiles by hand. And so right now, a lot of people are worried, especially within the white collar community, that AI would destroy the jobs. But history has shown us over and over and over again that when new technology comes, it temporarily destroys the jobs and certain jobs that are inefficient, but creates much more jobs. And if you think about it, what happened with the internet, a lot of the things pre-internet, were done through analog, or the way that we shared ideas was way different. And then the internet allowed people to share their ideas instantly all over the world, where before it would have taken multiple processes with multiple people and steps in between in order to make these ideas, share these ideas, and make these ideas come into fruition. The other thing is, think about an app like Microsoft Excel. Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Word, they're revolutions. The products, when they came out, they were revolutionary to the white collar work, right? So because of that, people became more efficient. People learned how to use Excel. People learned how to use Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, all that stuff to become more efficient at their jobs and be better at their jobs. And people who created boards, who drew manually presentations, they lost that job and they had to learn and upgrade their skills. And right now, that's what's happening with AI. And when this year, 2026, I think that's when AI became super good, especially with these new Claude models and these new GPT 5.5 and 5.6 models. They became really good. And so a lot of tech workers, a lot of white collar workers could see the writing on the wall that their jobs were being challenged and might be at risk. So, but one of the things that I've seen though, talking to a lot of normal people, for most people, they don't realize that there are these AI tools, right? It's only a very small amount of people that are actually fully utilizing AI to its fullest potential, whether it's using the latest models to code up apps or dashboards or models or all that stuff, making their job processes much more efficient. But most people aren't doing that. Most people are just using the chatbot to create some one-offs. And so there is this ability, despite all these CEOs predicting that the job market would be destroyed by AI, they're only thinking one step, one thing that they could see in the near future without looking at it from a historical point of view. And so I've noticed that tech CEOs, they're not very good with history. They can only see what's in front of them and what's in the future, but the future repeats itself a lot. And so because they're not good with history, they're not able to see that a lot of these breakthroughs, a lot of these threats to jobs, they've happened before. I mean, maybe not into the same scale as AI, and history doesn't repeat itself, but it does rhyme. And I don't think that there is any evidence to show that it won't rhyme this time as well. And so, in conclusion, one of the things that I want to say is that tech CEOs are very good with tech. They develop these revolutionary products, but that does not mean that because they're very good in one area, it would translate into other areas. And so just because they're good in tech does not mean that they're good with economics, with predicting the markets, predicting politics, and because of that, their words should not carry as much weight as we as a society give them and credit them for. So just think about that next time a popular tech CEO that you like makes these bold predictions, because they probably will not come true. So this is Vu. I hope you guys have a good day. Like and subscribe if you think what I said is in line with what you think, or if you don't. But like and subscribe. Bye guys.